Marketing got to be on point, man.
McDonald's doesn't have the best burgers, but if you were to go into a random area in the world and you pull off on the exit and there's a McDonald's in a place you've never heard of, you're probably going to go to McDonald's.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure I was at McDonald's for the car wash.
Okay. Starting out today, this is 10th University, and we created this podcast to find those rare people that have a rare mindset. I'm talking if it's 100 people, they're in that top 10 percentile. And today, we got a special guest, my guy, Darius.
What's going on, folks?
Yes, Darius. Darius is he does wholesaling as well. But the biggest thing we want to talk about today is his car wash business. I've been giving him that word of mouth for a while now. I've been telling him he's one of the best car wash people to go to in Tallahassee. And I want him to just speak about the industry, you know? So, yeah, so just getting right into it. So, what made you start a car wash business?
To be honest, man, I didn't want to ask for any handouts. I was in a situation where I needed some money to pay a bill, and I didn't want to go through the whole, I know this many people, and if I could just get $5 or $10 from X amount of people, I could go ahead and make the money for the bill. I was just like, now what service or product can I provide to make this bill money? So I originally wanted to sell food, but the money that I had in my account, I would have had enough to buy the silverware and the plates and everything, but not enough for the food. So I was like, okay, what else can I get? I was just like, okay, I can go get some buckets, some car wash liquid, and some sponges, and I'll just do a car wash. And that's really where it started, man. So I needed to pay a bill. I went to Family Dollar. I literally walked to Family Dollar that was right up the street from my house, got all the supplies that I needed, and I text everybody in my phone that lived in Tallahassee, like, hey, got a car wash going on, $10 for outside. I wasn't even doing inside yet, so started off as a $10 car wash.
Dang, wow. I remember earlier, it was a couple weeks back, you told me that you used to have a job, and eventually the car wash kind of overtook both of those. You had two jobs, both of the jobs you had. Something like that.
I have 4 jobs at one point in time.
Goodness.
I was working at Pat Live, which is a call center. I was working at the New You Fitness Studio as a trainer. I was working overnight at IHOP on the weekends, and I was actually the property manager for an Airbnb. So I had a lot of different things going on. So and then I was doing all those things and still, trying to get bill money. So I was like, okay, something is off right now. So yeah, I started the car wash, and I only did it on the weekends before I went into work at IHOP. And one weekend I made as much at the car wash as I did in tips and with my check combined at IHOP. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah, so I mean, let's get right into it. Like, so how lucrative could a car wash business be, or at its usual, like give me some numbers,
Well, man, especially being in a college town where you can get tapped into a market of a lot of people that are in one area, car washes can be very lucrative. I basically see myself as like a barber for cars. So if you cut hair and you cut hair good, and the word gets out, you get a lot more clientele. So once I started washing cars and being known as somebody who washes cars, word of mouth is probably one of the best marketing styles that I've ever had. So people actually saying like, oh yeah, if you need your car wash, you need to go to him. Like that just kind of started building the business up. So it went from making maybe like $100 or so, or maybe $150 or so a weekend, to $200 to $300. And then once I started doing it throughout the week as well as the weekend, your numbers started getting even higher.
Yeah. Now that's real right there. I don't doubt you can pay your bills now.
Definitely put me in a better situation. I actually quit 2 jobs because IHOP, we got paid weekly. But then the next job that I had, or the call center job, we were actually getting paid bi-weekly. So once I made as much in one day as I made on a 2-week check, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, this is definitely something that I could do.
Okay. So question. So like, what is the biggest marketing tool that you've used to get your business started and really separate yourself from the other people? You know.
A mix of Instagram and word of mouth. Because Instagram provides a great visual and it lets people see, like posting on my story and posting like on my actual page all day. Like when people see you a lot, they associate you with what they see. So when you see me washing a car or posting about a car wash all day, along with me, like if I was to go out to eat, I would literally, after I place my order and sit down, if I look around and there are people sitting in there with me to wait for their food, anybody need a car wash? Anybody need a car wash?
Yeah.
It's just like some people say yes, some people say no.
Yeah.
I've had some people be like, man, I don't even have a car, but I'll repost for you. Like I respect the hustle. So you just gotta put yourself in a position to let people know what you're doing. Like my goal is for once people see me, they automatically think like, oh man, I need to get my car washed.
Right. I remember you were telling me, man, you didn't play around, man. People say I didn't have a car. You be like, I know you're gonna get one soon.
Oh yeah. I believe in you. You get one soon. Here you go. As soon as you get one, I want to be the first one to wash it.
Yeah. So that's crazy right there. So the marketing side, marketing is one of the things that it's a whole different world that people don't even think of. It's not enough just to be, oh, I have the best burger or I have the best popcorn in town, whatever. Your marketing gotta be on point, man.
McDonald's doesn't have the best burgers, but if you were to go into a random area in the world and you pull off on the exit and there's a McDonald's in a place you've never heard of, you're probably gonna go to McDonald's.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure I was at McDonald's for the car wash.
Okay. So what separates you from other car wash people that's, washing cars and this and that?
I think that I take a lot of pride in the name of the business in regards to, it's called Royalty Auto Detailing. And the reason I wanted to call it Royalty Auto Detailing is because I wanted people to feel like our kind of motto is that, your car is treated just as royal as its owner. So I want to make sure that, while you're waiting, you're treated well, and then your car should also be treated, just as well as you would like to treat yourself. So it's like I said, it's kind of like being a barber for cars. When you get a haircut, or for ladies, when you get your hair done, you look good, you feel good. So, you get in a car that's shining, you got a new scent in it, all the dents and dings or the dirt is all out. You just kind of feel good about being in it. Like I've had some people be like, I sat in my car and just kind of sat in it for a while, just like, wow, this feels different.
Yeah.
So I put a lot of emphasis on just making sure that I pay attention to the little details.
Yeah. So one of them details is customer service, man.
Definitely.
One thing about barbering, you're not just a barber if you're a barber. You're also that therapist. You're also that person's best friend. And so like all the little things, they add up. And, they never talk about. So I also want to speak on is there any licensing or something like that you need to get started or?
Nah, man, no license, or at least to my knowledge, there is no licensing. If it is, somebody please let me know. But nah, man, as long as you got water and you got electricity, if you're using a vacuum, you are good to wash cars.
Okay. So give a rundown, because there's just some people out here that's gonna watch that. They're starting their own car washing business. So give a rundown of the items you need.
Man, I would say if you're just starting off, especially starting off on low budget, I started off with a few buckets, some sponges, and some soap from Family Dollar. But as you start to get a bit more developed in your business, you definitely want to find more quality products. So there's a website that I use or a company that I use called Chemical Guys. They have some amazing products. They're one of the top car detailing companies in America at the time.
Yeah.
So I was actually watching a lot of their videos in regards to how to wash a car and how to do, more detailing things such as buffing and waxing. So because I was watching their videos, of course they're going to promote their own products in their videos. But once I got their products, I saw why they were promoting them. And then once you start to upgrade, I went from a bucket and, a regular a regular sponge to then I started using a pressure washer.
Yeah.
Because the pressure washer made all the difference in my business, because then I was able to use something called a foam cannon, which is basically like instead of there being soap and water in the car, and you put your sponge in and actually wash the car, you can hook up something to your pressure washer and just spit out a whole thick layer of foam on the car, and then that kind of helps bring the dirt down. It basically washes the car for you. So once you start actually wiping the car down, it basically brings out a whole different level of clean.
Okay, so starting off, you told me that you start off with bare minimum, but when you started getting good results, like what would you say like a startup cost for it to be legit?
Startup cost to be legit, I would say if you're just doing like regular car washes, like inside and outside, you haven't started doing the shampoo and stuff yet.
Detailing type thing.
Yeah, I would say about a solid $250. That'll get you a good pressure washer. That'll get you a solid vacuum, and that should pay for a decent amount of soap for you to get in the game with. And then the best part about car wash supplies, if you buy in bulk, they last and they buy themselves back tenfold.
Damn. Yeah, man, you doing good, man. You holding your own.
That's the plan, man. That's the plan.
So like, what would be like the biggest? I'm talking like the toughest lesson that you had to learn, starting off, definitely. Then the problems that you face now.
The toughest thing that I had to learn starting off is that, this is a good one. Everybody isn't gonna come to you. Everybody isn't gonna come to you. Like, you can't make anybody want your service. Yeah. You can only show what you can provide. So biggest lessons that I learned in the car wash is that you have to go for no. So though somebody might have came just to get a car wash, I always ask them if there's another service that they would like to get until I hear them say no. So if I see that they have a scratch on the outside of their car, I'll say, I do buffing as well. Would you like me to buff that out? Or if their headlights are messed up, I say, I do headlight restorations. I can go ahead and make your headlights clear. Or, your seats are pretty bad. Would you like me to do a seat shampoo? So even though you came for one service, I'm going to start asking you if you're interested in other service until you hear no, because just because, I'm happy that you're spending some money with me or spending some time with me doesn't mean that there can't be more money spent.
Yeah. That's essential right there.
And matter of fact, the best lesson that I've ever learned is don't sell yourself short. So don't give out discounts just because they say somebody else can do it for cheaper. Because if somebody else is doing it for cheaper than what you are, it's probably for a reason. So what I had to learn is that just because Joe Schmo down the street is doing it for $10 less, that doesn't mean that I need to have a sale and do it for $15 less, because now I'm cutting into my own profit.
Right.
So I would say and then not to give discounts to friends just for being friends.
Okay, that's real. It sounded like that was a tough lesson right there.
Oh yeah, man, because everybody got to pay full price. And if you're really my friend, you'll pay full price and give me a good tip.
Yeah.
Ibrahim Productions.
No, I want to talk about if there's any other way that you want to explain that people can expand, their business.
In regards to the car wash business specifically, or just business?
Yeah, it could be both. It could be your business or what worked for you.
Marketing. The same example that I gave regarding McDonald's. The more people that know about you, they're before Corona hit and we were still, going out and going to the club. There were people in the club, and the first thing they thought of when they saw me was like, "Oh yeah, that's the one who washed cars." Like, "Hey man, I'm coming to get my car washed soon."
Yeah.
So it's just it gives people a reason to talk to you.
Okay.
So if nobody knows you or nobody knows about you, nobody's gonna ask about you. But the more you start to get people to know, hey, if you need that done, I'm the person for it. And then once I posted really, really dirty cars, say you get in a friend's car and the friend's car is dirty, you'd be like, "Oh, you need to go to Darius because this is ridiculous." But I've seen him, transform somebody's car that look either as bad as yours or worse as yours. So it's just I know he's good to go to. So marketing is probably one of the best things that you can do to expand your business.
That's real right there. One thing that we ask all of our guests that come on is, what is one way that you help serve people? You said a couple things, but I gotta ask it to you, So yeah.
I would definitely say basically allowing some people to work with me is a way that I like to serve. And then I make sure that some of the, like a percentage of the car wash funds I use to do something for the community, whether that be something as simple as if I go to the gas station and see somebody outside of the gas station, I'll make sure I use a couple dollars to like buy some water or buy some snacks and give it to them. Or if we're doing any type of community service project, I'll make sure I pull some funds from the car wash and make sure that money gets allocated to it. But really putting people in a position to win is probably one of the biggest things that I do in regards to the car wash.
Wow, that's real right there. So, man, it's been a pleasure having you on here.
Thanks for having me, man.
And learned a lot, and we'll definitely have an update and be checking in with you, man.
Hopefully I have that first deal done by the time we check in.
Yes, sir. All right, man.